And there's a door here I can't open.
So many thoughts.
I don't see any perception check. Why was this door
Wherever
closed?
my legs carry me.
Huh. Maybe something in the future. I don't see any loot that I left behind either. Okay, let's keep going. So we've been through all these 3 places here. We still have to go further down. Okay. Okay, let's keep going down. We have to go to the prison now. We've been everywhere here. Oof. Lots of talking. But it's not like I did not warn you guys. It is normal. See Crusaders here. I'm just making sure that I'm not passing any loot. So, prison is here. We have a few different types of Crusaders. We have regular Crusaders, we have Eagle Eye Crusaders, we have Hell Knights. Let's see if we have anything in the prison that we haven't seen yet. Oh, more loot. Okay, thank you very much. There was a guy dying here, but he told us that we showed up too late. And I am not sure. I'm not really sure of anything anymore. There was a fake wall here, but I guess that's closed for now. Doesn't seem like there's anything here unless I really need to access this place again. Okay, there's nothing here in the prison.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder.
Makes my job much easier. Yeah, here is the troop. Okay, let's go to the other side now. I see there's Sila and the new girl. Aru or something. Peasants, citizens.
This way.
Sunrise Sword Archer. Okay, who are you? Can I talk to you? I can't talk to you. Don't remember him. I see recruits. And I see Sila. Hey, Sila. Wow, tons of recruits here. Okay, Sila doesn't have anything else to add. Alright.
Wherever my legs carry me.
I mean, I'll respect that. Let's see, what do we have here in the barracks? Ooh, another book. I hope it's a new one. Info? Nope, not a new one. Oh, Aylan is here. Okay, another book. Is it a new one? Yes, it is. I learned something new from it. I can go up. Let's go up first. Why can we go up here? What's up here? See recruit. And that's it. And I don't see any loot or reason why I should go up here. Okay. Probably something
Forwards.
later on.
No, backwards,
Someone
backwards.
probably might be here. But as of now, it's just extra. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's talk to Aylan now. So Aylan is friends with Sila, and we had a quest with him beforehand, a while ago. Two of our friends, our common friends, one of them fled and one of them betrayed us. They were very close friends with Aylan. Commander, my regards. Oh, he has nothing to add. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Where does this lead me? Oh, down here. That's interesting. Why do I need to go down here? Trying to understand why the game is allowing me to do certain stuff. Maybe it was just a regular part of the map. that it's easier to keep than differentiate. Alright, let's leave. Let's see. There's a Nobo dude here. Let's save. We have a bunch of stuff to talk to Arushel. Then you go. Yeah, there she is. To see if there's any loot that I am missing. Don't think so. We can actually go to the temple. And who is Arsino? See, there's a tiny little temple thing here. I wonder why she, the demon, decided to go around the temple and stay here. This peasant is... Oh, they're all visiting their dead. Can I loot something from your dead, guys?
Trail
Okay,
me.
apparently not. Alright. Okay, let's talk to the winged girl. The girl's ruby eyes stare watchfully at passers-by who don't notice her even at arm's length. She turns to you, her face a mixture of contemplation, sadness, and admiration. They're amazing, aren't they? We are being attacked by demons with unusual powers. Do you know anything about them? Aru? I'm gonna call her Aru. I don't know how to pronounce her full name. Thinks for a long while. Finally, she answers hesitantly. Back in Alushinria, there were rumors about terrible experiments that Baphomet and Discari performed on their troops to make them stronger. Here on the material plane, these rumors were embellished with lots of details. Some say the demons undergo rituals acquired from Zonk Thon. Others say they feed on the bloods of angels, or Quiplofs, or demon lords, whatever that means. Still, others say that there are no experiments and Baphomet is just bringing back fighters from the future, a future in which the demons have already taken all of Galarian. Oh. Is there a grain of truth in any of these ramblings? There's no way to know. Naturally, none of these rumors give any indication of where these demons come from. I'm sorry, I can't help. The only thing that is clear is that Lowy fighters in the army of the Abyss are as puzzled by this as we are. Okay, what are you doing here? I'm watching. She nods at the city dwellers as they hurry past. I'm listening to their conversations, studying their faces. I'm trying to understand what they truly are. What? Don't you think you're being a little creepy? What? Really? Why? I don't mean any harm. Why do you like to watch people? You know, when in my old life, I thought I knew everything about them. I was a master of seduction after all. I knew how to tempt a mortal into doing anything I required. I could trap them in a lie, or lie myself and never get caught. It's disgusting to remember, but that was my life for many centuries. Now I see I knew nothing. A demon warrior probably also considers himself an expert on mortals because he's killed so many of them. He certainly knows where to thrust the spear for a quick death, and where to thrust it for a long and painful one. And he thinks that's enough. My knowledge, it was of the same kind. I ruined many mortals without learning the first thing about them. Now I watch them and to understand them. This won't give my victims back their lives, of course, but still, by growing closer to these mortals, it's like I'm paying back some part of my debt to the victims' memories. Have you learned anything about, mortals that you want to learn so much about? They love cats. Yes, we totally do. Aru speaks in a very serious manner, as if sharing an important scientific discovery with you, but then a moment later she smiles to give the joke away. Seriously, have any of your observations of humans led to anything? I wouldn't want to draw any rash conclusions. I've only been watching them for a short while, but I think I've understood one thing. The succubi have a saying: mortals always lie. If a mortal isn't talking, it means she's busy lying to herself. But now I see this isn't true. You mortals aren't liars, you're dreamers. Each of you creates a huge daydream for yourself and everyone you share your life with. It isn't exactly a lie because the daydream is your truth. Okay, alright. Tell me about yourself. I'm afraid you won't like what I'm going to tell you. Where did succubi come from? Did you have a childhood? No. Well, yes, but in brief, the abyss is nothing like the mortal world. You remember life since conception? No, wait, you don't remember that part, do you? But certainly you know everything since birth. We do not. Normally, when a human dies, the Lady of Graves decide which plane they go. Most often, those who arrive in the abyss turn into a larvae. You know, the little worms no one notices until you step on them. They crawl in the mud for centuries, devouring each other, and the strongest ones turn into demons. I don't know how that transformation happens. Maybe we hatch out of them like caterpillars out of the butterflies? No, wait, it's the other way around. Or maybe greater demons sculpt us out of them. Like so much clay? I don't know what happened to the larvae when they used to make me. In my own memory, it begins with vague, fragmentary images. Terrors, executions, orgies. I remember some poor lad half gnawed by the larvae. He was crying and begging to be killed. And I pointed at him and laughed and said that I wouldn't. Desna, forgive me, I'm so ashamed. How did you end up turning against the abyss? Temptation. Strange, isn't it? So many people believe that being good is important, but it's boring and unpleasant. And all that's enjoyable is tempting pertains to evil. Even the servants of kind God often think so, do they not? You have no idea how easy that makes the role of a temptress. Well, it was my great fortune to discover that it's not always like that. My last victim was a priestess of Desna, the tender of dreams. As you know, demons do not sleep. Mortals always compare their greatest moments to dreams, so I decided it would be interesting to see for myself. And while I was at it, forgive me, goddess, to mock Desna. The priestess lay in my arms, dying of my kiss. I remember every smallest detail. The cold sweat on her skin, her eyes rolled back into her head, her weak whisper. It's so difficult to recount. Well, I dove into her mind to see what mortal dreams were like, but the goddess saw me in her realm, and it turned out I remained there as far longer than I planned. What did Desna do to you? As a punishment, she gave me mercy. I often think, why me? She could easily have blown me away like smoke with the flick of her finger. The gods rarely trouble themselves with the lives of mortals, and even less so with demons. But for reasons of her own, she paid me special attention. She awoke in me the memories of the sinners whose souls were used to create me. All those humans. I knew nothing of them until Desna showed me. Each of them had their own dreams, and a world without pity trampled each of them and placed them on a path that led to the abyss. Their memories, all their hopes and pain. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to talk about this. You see tears well up in the Sukab's eyes. Aru wipes away her tears and continues. The most important thing I realized was that every mortal is a little world of hopes and dreams. And that, although I might be a succubus, I didn't have to live forever with those beastly, boring pleasures and tortures of the abyss. I can be free. I can be myself. If only I can understand who I am. You don't know who you are? What have you... Do you know who you are? Are there many mortals who can make that claim? Oof, burn. Before returning me to the mortal realm, Desna whispered something to me. I can still hear her words. She asked me, "And what do you dream of?" And I don't know. I still don't. You see, demons are simple creatures. Each is guided by 2 or 3 strong sins. Before my conversions, my sins were all I was. A ball of desire without anyone behind them doing the desiring. Desires for sex, for flattery, for food. Now I have me, and it's amazing, but it's so complicated. I mean, I know, right? What did you do after Desna converted you? I traveled. In the beginning, I thought it wise to keep away from demons and their temptations, run off to Absalom, or perhaps even further, to another plane. But then I realized I didn't deserve freedom yet. The abyss was still in me. It called to me, tempting me, seducing me. If I ran away, I would soon return to my old habits. That is why I came here, to join the war, to remember who my enemy is, to defeat the demons. Not just for mortal world, but for myself as well. Because if I don't kill my past, it will always be reaching for me. I'm a wonderful liar, you see. I'm no longer proud of it, but it's still true. The demons never suspected my treason until the very end. I lived as a spy, and regularly reported back to the priests of Desna whatever I learned. Naturally, I concealed my identity from them as well. I would never have been caught, but when I learned that the Skari was planning an attack on Canabris, there was no time for cautions. I risked everything to warn you, and paid with my freedom. Amazing. The anarchy of the abyss was slavery for you, but you found freedom in the army. I love the no, that's not a word. No. Yeah, let's forget about it. Well, I'm not exactly marching in the infantry. Your operations bear little resemblance to battle by the laws of warfare. Right. So, do you worship Desna now? The goddess did a lot for me, more than I ever deserved. Asking anything more of her would be imprudent. I'm grateful to her, but I try not to trouble her with my prayers. Okay, thank you for your answers. May I ask you a personal question? The kind of question a mortal might ask a succubus? Okay, alright. Where is this going? You want to talk about sex? Ask me anything. I will not keep secrets from you. But don't expect to hear anything light-hearted or pleasant. Okay, alright. The kiss of a succubus is deadly, isn't it? Not just a kiss. Any caress of any kind sucks the life from mortals, and there's nothing I can do about it. For mortals, tenderness is tenderness and violence is violence. But I don't know what it's like to kiss and not inflict pain. I just hope my observations of mortals will help me understand. Young lovers, old spouses, even what mortals condemn as promiscuity, to me it all looks like something amazingly human. Wait, you mean you don't just watch people during the day out on the street? Well, I never touch anyone. I never harm anyone. I just watch and listen. Is that bad? No, it's not bad. Just don't get caught. I can promise you that. Okay, alright. So what is that between demons like? Everything demons do is a sort of cannibalism. Oh, wow, okay. Alright. Each devours mortals and other demons in their own way. Some enjoy literally tearing off pieces of flesh with their teeth. Yeah, okay. Others like to subdue and turn their prey into slaves and living tools. Some feed in others' humiliation. Comes in different forms, but the essence is always the same. Another being is an object to be used for your own pleasure. Demon sex doesn't differ from any other type of violence. In my former life, it was something I did to others or others did to me. Only one person ever received pleasure, not the other. Right. Do you still feel desire? You see, on the other hand, my succubus nature remains with me. I feel the desire. I mean, it's the only one from my old life. When I look at any mortal, I immediately imagine how... But that feeling, that desire, it's not what mortals feel. When you like someone, you don't ponder how good it would feel to drink their soul, do you? No. Of course I don't. You think about how good it would feel to be together. Together, you see? You know how you want someone and at the same time not want to destroy them. For me, it's always one and the same. Oh, okay. Not even talking about love, just the common mutual affection of mortals when they're not poisoned with violence. Now I know that I've never felt it. It's hard to imagine how it's even possible. I'm not gonna do the first one because that's flirting with her, and right now I'm only flirting with Darren. And also, I'm not gonna do the fifth one because that's also flirting with her. Okay, thank you for being so open. Tell me about life in the Abyss. I can't tell you about all of the Abyss. I've only seen a small part. If you like, I can tell you about the Midnight Isles and Alushra. Tell me about the Midnight Isles. In the ocean of Ishtar, not far from the mouth of the river Styx. Oh, the river Styx? That's fun. There's a chain of islands. This is the realm of Nocturnal. Nocticula, the queen of the succubi. Demon lord of assassins, darkness, and lust, Lady Nocticula is a beautiful but deadly creature. Interesting. There is no sun there. Oh, so it's just like here. Got it. Only a moonlit night, alternating with a moonless one. Each of the islands is one of Nocticula's trophies, the remains of a powerful entity that perished at her hands. As you see, you cannot take a step into the abyss without treading on corpses. Okay, tell me about Alushra. The portrait city is Nocticula's capital. There's no city like it in the mortal world. Absalom is a village in comparison. Millions, don't exaggerate, millions of demons and mortals live there. Some come voluntarily, not only from Galarian, but from other planes as well. Wow. Nocticula keeps an open boundary and enjoys having many guests, merchants, and travelers in the city. Some arrive in chains. The slave trade is most thriving business in the city. Oh, okay. From afar, the city may seem a merry place. Many of its dwellers do enjoy themselves until it's their turn to become someone else's toy. It's a city of suffering, of cheerful, festive torments that everyone in the city inflicts on those around them. What are some places of interest over there? The heart of the business quarter is the flesh markets, where the slave trade takes place. I grew up in the mansion of Lady Velexia. Her house is always full of guests, doing their best to entertain her. Those whose performance is not to her liking risk remaining in her house forever. The main attraction of the succubi city is, of course, the brothels, the 10,000 delights. I need not tell you what they offer. If you can imagine it, someone is selling it. Not far from there, you can find the harem of Ardent Dreams, which serves as a sort of a city hall. Shamira, Nocticula's right hand and mayor of Alushra, receives her visitors there. I wonder if this is going to be important in the future. For those who prefer bloodier sport, there are many arenas in the city. The most famous of them is Battle Bliss. Battles run continuously without breaks and without rules. It doesn't matter what trickery you use to win, it only matters how much fun the crowd is having. Oh gosh, I wondered if we're gonna have to do this. And above it all, towers the House of Silken Shadows, Nocticula's palace. Hundreds, thousands of towers and domes adorned with jewels. There are legends of what happens inside. Many have striven to experience the delights of the succubi queen's palace, forgetting that it was built for her pleasure, not theirs. What can you tell me about her? She's called the Lady in Shadow. They say that she was the first succubus. She's far from the most powerful from the demon lords, but this hasn't kept her from being the ruin of many creatures significantly more power than herself, even building her kingdom upon their bones. They say that, like Lamashtu, she strives to turn herself from a demon lord into a true goddess. Interesting. She enjoys killing, but her favorite tools are seduction and deception. She only stoops to crude violence when there are no other games to play, and even then she backstabs from the shadows. Nice, I think I like her. Her favorite weapon is a crossbow, though a silk garrote would suit her better. If you should ever meet her, do not believe a word she says. Do not fall for her provocations. Do not try to beat her at her own game. And most importantly, remember, the worst mistake anyone can make is to underestimate her. Oh gosh, this is so going to be important in the future. Okay, what do you think of the powers I gave you? It's a great temptation. I don't know if I should be trusted with such power. Certainly wouldn't trust myself with it. When you have so much power, it's easy to decide if you're a god and the mortals are your toys. Perhaps I should wait until after we defeat the forces of the abyss. But that's precisely what these powers are for. You take a great risk. I'm not sure I can handle the temptation. It's hard enough as it is. Alright. We're done talking to you then. Let's go. I'll be watching you. Please don't. Okay. Who are you? Arsino. Oh gosh, okay, I need a sip of coffee. Arsino. A woman in gold-embroidered cleric's robes greets you with a polite bow. Her eyes, the color of molten gold, gleam brightly in her dusky face. Greetings, Commander. My name is Arsino. I'm a messenger from the Temple of Abadar in Absalom, and I came here assuming the defenders of the fortress could use the services of a cleric. Perhaps you've heard about the wound that sometimes opened in my chest. Are you familiar with this kind of ailment? So the wound was right here, and then it disappeared, and reappeared. Amazing. No, this is the first time I've heard of such magic. So what do you think it might be? I think it's some kind of demonic corruption, or particles of chaos from the abyss have entered through the wound into your body and made it so unstable. It sounds quite interesting, incidentally. Judging from the records of researchers of the abyss, stranger things have happened in the cursed place. Can you give me some advice on how to heal it? I'm sure that you have already used your purification and chaos warding spells, and for obvious reasons, you do not have the option of leaving the campaign and going on a long pilgrimage to various shrines. Since that's the case, keep a diary. Make careful and systematic entries about your well-being. If it gets worse, record the circumstances under which it happens. I'm afraid this is the only advice I can offer right now. Okay, try to heal me. I'm sorry, but I do not have the right to do that. A healer who makes a blind attempt to heal a patient who is not on the verge of death isn't a responsible fool. You do not seem to be dying, so we will not take any unnecessary risks. Okay. Alright. What services do you provide? I can sell you various divine spell crows. Even if you don't have anyone in your party who can read them, I'll be happy to read for you right here. However, take care out there on your travels. Scroll is useless without someone who can read it. Oh yeah, I got it. Okay. Tell me about Abadar. I'd be delighted to. Abadar is the patron deity of law, trade, and the prosperity of cities. He teaches that law and order allows civilization to develop and keep people safe and wealthy. Yomede and Abadar are allies, since Yomede also hold order and nobility above all else. It's hardly surprising to see so many mighty fortresses and wonderful cities in Mandav bloom under her blessing. How did you end up here? My story has grown longer and longer over the years, yet, sadly, it never gets any more interesting. I was born and raised in Absalom. Soon, I realized that bringing the world of Abadar to places where it's already been heard was too easy a challenge for a cleric like me. I have traveled all across Golarion since then, watching civilization bring enlightenment to the wildest of places. This brings joy to my heart and makes me feel like I serve my God with my deeds and not only with my words. The tiny barony of the stolen lands that I had been my home for— oh my god! Of course! I was like, I know this name! So Arsino was with us in Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'm like, oh my god, yes! The tiny barony of the stolen lands that I had been my home for a very long time eventually turned into a strong and prosperous kingdom. and I felt that I had to go somewhere else and bring the blessing of Abadar to someone who really needed it. It would take quite a long time for Dresden to recover and become an unfailing stronghold once again. I would do my very best to help.